Welcome back to Stuff That We Like / Enjoy, at least at this point in time. I am Caleb.
And I'm Christina.
And we're at the end of our rep energy-wise, and so we're going to jump right in and say, well, first of all, this is a special episode.
Yes, this is the season finale of season 7.
Yes, season 7. Calling it a day.
Lucky 7.
Lucky number 7.
Yeah.
After this,
number of completion. We're done.
We're done. We're finished. This podcast is over. So enjoy this, everybody. Just kidding. But it is a time to celebrate at the end of this episode, which will be rather short.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have funny shorts we've collected from over episode 7, a little compilation of them. So enjoy that, everybody. Just know that we love doing this season.
Yes.
We loved doing it with you guys. We love to answer your questions, doing your topics.
The challenges
were super fun. We're looking forward to doing more challenges to be announced next week.
Yep.
So look out for that. And but today,
yes,
we're still going to give you some value. Some, what do they call it? Money for your dollar?
Bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck. Money for your dollars.
Close. Speaking of sayings.
Yeah. So I'm going to toss it over to Christina. Christina, what's something that you like / enjoy today?
Well, this has been like a fun topic I've been wanting to do, and so I thought we'd just kind of slide it in because it's kind of short. I'd gotten this book at a thrift store years ago. I went with my brother to a random thrift store in downtown KC, and it's called Heavens to Betsy, and it's about the origins of common sayings. And I've always wanted to read it, and I cracked it open, and I found out that it was written in 1955.
1955, okay.
Therefore, a lot of the sayings we don't say anymore.
Love it.
So not as relevant as I thought, but they're just some fun random sayings that I thought we could talk about the origins of and see if you know.
Let's do it.
So here's just a couple of them. So the phrase bite the bullet, meaning to endure something difficult or painful with courage. Like, all right, I'm just going to go bite the bullet and mow the lawn.
Yeah.
What do you think that origin comes from?
That origin probably comes from when people were up for execution.
Okay.
And it was just like, you know what? I'm going to die for something I believe in. I'm just going to bite the bullet.
There we go. Not quite, but I like that. So the origin is that before modern anesthesia, soldiers or patients undergoing surgery, often on battlefields, were given a bullet to bite down on to help distract them from the intense pain and keep them from screaming or biting their tongues off.
A bullet?
Yeah, literally bite the bullet.
Why not like a piece of wood? Something that's not going to break your teeth.
They're in the battlefield. They got a bullet.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Yes.
You got me there.
Allegedly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Another one is to butter somebody up, meaning to flatter somebody excessively to kind of gain favor, get them to go along with what you want.
So you're asking me where that came from?
Yeah.
To butter someone up. Well, I'm guessing that there was a time in history where bread was plentiful, but didn't taste very good. So you'd butter it up in order to make it more palatable.
I like that, but no. So this one's interesting. The origins of this saying, butter someone up, dates back to ancient India, where religious devotees would throw balls of butter at statues of their gods as like a religious offering in return for blessing or forgiveness.
No way.
So they would throw globs of butter at their gods, statues of them. So over time, it evolved into the idea of buttering somebody up with compliments in order to get something out of them.
Can you imagine if that's one of the things God ordered people to do in the Old Testament? It was like, you got to kill 3 doves and you have to throw butter 2 handfuls of butter at the altar. That's crazy.
I know. That was a really interesting one to me. Another one is to turn a blind eye, meaning to deliberately ignore something that's wrong or inconvenient. Like you see your kid, fighting with his sibling and you're like, I'm just going to turn a blind eye to that.
Yeah. Turn a blind eye is interesting because it's already blind. Why do you have to turn it? I mean, it's probably just reinforcing the fact, like, it's like cross my heart and hope to die.
Right.
It's like, just reinforcing the fact that you're not going to say anything about what's happening or even notice what's happening.
There we go. That's pretty close. So the origin comes from the British Admiral Horatio Nelson
Horatio Nelson.
during the 1801 Battle of Copenhagen. You know, we all know about this battle.
Yeah, that's where they created tobacco.
1801 Copenhagen. So when the Admiral Nelson's superiors signaled retreat via, like, they would hold up flags that meant different things.
Yeah.
Nelson, who was blind in one eye, held his telescope up to his blind eye and claimed he couldn't see the order, allowing him and his troops to continue fighting, and they ended up winning that battle.
No.
So he
way.
literally turned a blind eye by putting a telescope up to his blind eye and being like, "Oh, I didn't see you signaling."
That's awesome.
I know.
I really like that one.
That was a fun origin.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning the battle. He's like, he
Happy
knew that
ending.
they could do it. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. Good one.
Okay, being a scapegoat, meaning a person or a group that's unfairly blamed or punished for the faults of others.
Unfairly blamed or punished for the faults of others. I feel like this has a religious background. I think a scapegoat is actually, might be biblical. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's a goat that you used as a sin offering.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
So in Leviticus 16, which is a book of the Bible that most people don't read, there was a one day a year in the Jewish culture called the Day of Atonement, where 2 goats were chosen and one was sacrificed to the Lord, and the other, the scapegoat, was sent into the wilderness, symbolically carrying the sins of the people.
Okay.
So they kind of sacrificed to the Lord for forgiveness of sins, and then they would put symbolically the sins on the other goat and just kind of send him away. So he took away their sins.
I'd love to be a scapegoat.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, I mean, they just sent him away. You survived.
No, into the wilderness to die.
Well, you could have survived in the wilderness,
Okay.
right?
He wasn't allowed back. He was sent off.
I guess they didn't allow him back,
Right.
which is a bummer.
It's like that meme of that one penguin in Antarctica that like leaves the group and starts
He
running
just
toward the
headed toward
mountains.
the mountains, never to return. Well, the other one dies though immediately.
It's sacrificed. Yeah, so they both die. Yeah.
That's a tough decision.
Yeah.
Good. I like that origin. I was close.
Yes,
I was
very close. Okay, this one was an interesting one. Feeling under the weather, meaning like you're feeling sick or unwell.
Feeling under the weather. The only thing I think of is if somebody said this while it was like bad weather out. Like I'm feeling worse than the weather right now than the
Okay.
weather is.
That's a pretty close one. So this comes from, it's a nautical term for sailors that were sailing ships. So when a sailor was feeling seasick or just sick in general, they would go below deck under the weather where they're protected from the harsh winds, the elements on deck that might make them feel more sick. So they go under the weather to recover. And that later brought into like meaning any sickness at all.
Huh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So kind of sheltering from the weather, you're under it, down in below deck.
Interesting.
Yeah, recovering.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
No, that one and the butter being buttered up.
Yeah,
were
the butter
2
one.
new ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
the blind eye one was insane too.
Oh, right. All right. 2 more. The writing is on the wall, meaning there's a clear sign or a warning that something bad is coming.
I have a feeling this came from one of the revolutions.
Okay.
So like maybe some propaganda was on the wall and it was like the people versus the current leadership of a country. So that's my guess.
Okay. This is the one you're the furthest off on.
Oh God.
So it's
Wait. I have another guess.
Okay.
I think it's biblical actually. When God wrote on the wall in front of that one guy with his finger. I think that's my real guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect. So in the book of Daniel in the Old Testament, King Belshazzar, he was the king of Babylon. He threw this big feast to kind of celebrate like how amazing he was. And a mysterious like hand just appears and writes a message on the wall. And they don't know what it means. It was Mene, Tekel, Upsaran. So they bring in Daniel because he was a prophet, and they're like, the king's like, what does this mean? And Daniel tells him, your kingdom has been weighed and found wanting, and it's about to fall. And that night, King Belshazzar died. He was
Holy
killed.
crap.
So the writing's on the wall, it's not going to turn out
You're
good
about
for
to
you.
die, boy. Wow.
Yeah.
I was close.
You were close.
That's
the second
probably
time.
my closest one. Yeah, the second time.
All right, last one. Head on a platter. They served my head up on a platter, meaning to like deliver someone over to downfall, to punish them, to humiliate them, kind of revenge.
This is definitely John the Baptist.
Yes. There we go. So in the New Testament, during a birthday feast, King Herod promised his stepdaughter Salome that if
Salome?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Was she good at like tasting wines?
that's funny.
Was that a sommelier
Or it could be a
something like that?
Salome. It could be Salome. Salome.
Okay.
That she danced for the king, and he's like, "You can have anything you want up to half my kingdom." And her mother, Herodias, really didn't like John the Baptist because he's like, "You're in an immoral relationship." So she tells her daughter Salome, "You should ask the king for the head of John the Baptist on a platter." So Herod, he kind of felt bad about this, but he'd given a big promise in front of all his guests. So he was like, "Go find John the Baptist and cut his head off." And the executioner brought back John's head on a platter and gave it to her. So it's a gruesome image and became a lasting symbol of ruthless revenge.
Wow.
So if it's like somebody served my head up on a platter, like they betrayed me, they kind of did me in.
It did me in.
Yeah.
Great.
So
job
those are
with
the
that.
origins of Seven Sayings.
Man, do you have a whole book of that?
Heavens to Betsy.
Look at that.
But a lot of these, like I mentioned, they're from
They're antiquated.
1955. Like some of them I was like, to walk the plank. Okay, we know that one.
Yeah.
But others like playing with loaded dice.
I know that one.
Yeah. Love me, love my dog. To tilt at windmills.
Yeah.
3 cheers and a
that's something
tiger.
I've never heard of.
I'm like, I haven't heard of those.
Yeah.
But let's do that again in the future. What was
Those
your
are
favorite
really
one?
good. I mean, obviously, my favorite one's going to be the ones I got.
Yeah.
Actually, no. My favorite one is the guy who was blind in one eye.
Yes,
That's
the
my
Admiral.
favorite one.
I liked
for sure.
that one. That was probably my favorite. The butter somebody up one I thought was
Super
hilarious.
interesting. Yeah.
That they're like, we want to win our God's favor, so we're going to throw butter at him.
Well, butter was probably more of a delicacy back then because you kind of had to have access to a cow
Right.
in order to make
and
it.
they wouldn't eat cows. They
Yeah.
would just milk them.
Just milk them.
They're sacred.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So that is the topic for the day.
And in this next segment of the podcast, we're going to do a little review
Yes.
of season 7, some of our favorite episodes. We're going to do the longest episode, the shortest episode, and our favorite topic of what the other person did, as well as the most viewed episode.
Nice.
So we'll start off with the most viewed episode. The most viewed episode of this season was episode 4, which was We Finished The Count of Monte Cristo in 30 days, and was it worth it?
That's so interesting. That was the most viewed.
Yeah?
That was cool. It's a great suggestion to read that book.
Yeah, thank you, Libby.
Yeah.
Very good book. And Libby, keep your ears open.
Yes.
We're actually going to be reading another one of your suggestions soon. Our longest episode was episode 5, which was Why Some People Hate Watching Sports and the Origins of the Bilderberg Group.
Huh. I really liked that one.
Yeah.
That was very interesting.
I was super surprised that you had that topic. We didn't tell each other topics going into that one, and you came up with why some people don't like sports, which I found out it was very entertaining to listen to. It's one of our top episodes on YouTube that was listened to as well.
Yes.
So great topic.
You did well. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Our shortest episode was episode 6, which was the Olympic trivia and the legend of Bigfoot, coming in at 42 minutes.
Nice. Yeah, with Bigfoot, it was like either we go real deep on this or just surface level.
Yeah.
So that was a fun one.
And we're just going to run through the names of each podcast we've done in this season so that we can discuss which one we think we liked best from the other person and which one of our own that we
Okay.
like the best. Okay?
Yep.
And people online, feel free to send in the ones you like best because we'll cater to you.
Yeah.
And
Might
try
do
to
a
do a couple
deeper
more of
dive on the
those.
topic or
Yeah. So our last episode, episode 9, was What is the societal impact of Ozempic and the origins of the Pied Piper? Episode 8 was Does the Carnivore Diet Work? And the origins of the Bohemian Grove. Episode 7 was How the World's Major Religions View the Afterlife and the origins of Dracula. Episode 6 was Olympics Trivia and the Legend of Bigfoot. Episode 5 was Why Some People Hate Watching Sports and the origins of the Bilderberg Group. Episode 4 was We Finished the Count of Monte Cristo and Was It Worth It? Episode 3 was What Movies, Music, and TV Shows Shaped Our Lives and the Loch Ness Monster Explained. Episode 2 was What Are Microplastics and the Legend of the Minotaur Explained. And episode 1 was How 100 Days Without YouTube Changed My Life and What is the Fountain of Youth?
Wow.
So which one out of all those do you think was your favorite one that you did?
That I did? Oh, man. I really was interested in the major religions afterlife one.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
It just was interesting to dig into. Like, I had no idea what Islam or like Judaism taught about the afterlife. So that was a cool one. And then the Bohemian Grove one was just fascinating.
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah.
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 I
What about
agree.
you? What were the favorites that you did?
My favorite one that I did was actually probably the one that got the least amount of attention, which is totally cool. We do it for each other and we do it for ourselves. But it was, Does the Carnivore Diet Work?
Nice.
That was really interesting to research all of that. And I have a passion for health and wellness and diets and stuff that's just kind of taken effect over the years. So that was probably my favorite one I've done. Do you have anything off the top of your head of a favorite one that I've done?
I was going to say that
from your point of view,
the favorite one that you did was the carnivore diet.
Really?
Yeah, I just found it
Okay.
interesting, and it's something that I, knew about. And I'm like, that can't be healthy long term. I don't know. So it was cool for you to kind of dig into how many people do it, like
Oh, yeah.
what science says about it, and that a lot of people found it beneficial, and then obviously not. So I really liked that one, and then the Legend of the Minotaur.
Oh, that was one of my
fun.
favorite ones
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
because it was a legend or a myth that I had never heard of before.
Yeah.
So it was cool just listen to you explain it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun.
It was fun. So favorite legend and favorite normal topic.
Well, my favorite one of yours, or one of my favorite ones, was Why Some People Hate Sports. It was very fun because you cared for me when you thought of the topic because, I don't really love sports. And so it felt interesting to get behind the psychology of why that might be. And also it was just super nice of you to do that.
Aw, that's sweet.
And my other favorite one of yours is it's not a legend, but it is What Are Microplastics?
Yes.
Because you've been telling me about microplastics for years.
Yeah.
But to actually have you define how much is in our bodies and our brains and stuff.
I know that we all got like a plastic spoon in our brains.
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Totally upsetting, but really informative and fun to learn
Yes.
about.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's a little recap of this season, guys.
Very fun. 10 episodes of season 7 as opposed to
22 of
is
season 6.
the never ending Enoch season.
Oh man, I do miss Enoch a little bit. We might dive back in at some point.
That'd be fun. Or another extra biblical book.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
for sure. So people listening, if you liked any of these topics, hit us up on Instagram or on our email at stuff that we like
YouTube,
podcast
yeah.
at gmail.com or on YouTube as well. Just hit us up in the comment section and we will do a deeper dive on whatever subject you like. We are super interested in the topics that we do. So it's not a lot of extra work for us to be like, yeah, we can go deeper.
It's a fun excuse.
Yeah, it's a fun excuse. So please do that. And thank you guys for listening.
Yes.
Seriously.
7
It is
seasons.
7 seasons.
Y'all are still watching.
Been doing this for what? Close to 2 years?
Yeah, I think June will be 2 years.
June will be 2 freaking years.
Crazy.
So thank you guys for your support. We look forward to next week, season 8. Get to start off with a bang. Super duper excited. Do you have anything you want to say at the end of this season to kind of commemorate your feelings?
My feelings. I don't know. I mean, it was fun. It was so different than the Enoch season 6, because that just took so much brain power to
Yes.
dig into what does the meaning of this ancient text mean? trying to like, what did people who lived 3,000 years ago mean when they wrote this? Where some of this was just kind of more lighthearted, more topics that we're interested in. But I don't know. I've enjoyed us doing different focuses for each season. So the Legend Lowdown was fun. I said it right this time.
There you go.
And yeah, I'm excited for the next season.
Right on.
Yep.
Well, we love you guys. All these stuffies out there.
Yes. And as a recommend, just throwing this out here.
Oh, yeah.
We watched the movie Mercy
Oh, yeah.
on Amazon Prime last night with Chris Pratt is the main character. And it was such a fun movie. Well, I mean, I wouldn't
Very
say fun.
fun.
There was no humor in it.
Yeah.
But it was a very captivating, thought-provoking, I don't know, show about AI.
Totally.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think it was like it caught your attention at the very beginning and held it to the very end.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be, and it may not win an Oscar.
No,
I
it
don't
got
think
like a
it will.
23% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't think that it'll win any awards. But if you want like a solid movie night with your family, with your wife, your husband, it is so fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
So give it a watch. And also, I said this before, Predator Badlands, good movie.
Yes.
Give it a Google.
Okay.
So that you can click on it and watch it.
I was like, what's a goog? A goog. It's the best. The goog.
The best.
Cool. Well, this has been Stuff That We Like / Enjoy, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, and enjoy these shorts after this.
Oh, yes. And goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
If you're a good
Some
looking
people
person.
get better with age.
That's true. I did get better with age.
Up to a certain point.
Thanks, babe. At what age did I start crumbling?
Oh, you haven't
physically?
declined. I just think you're like maintaining.
Me?
Yeah.
So I'm not getting hotter?
Oh, you maybe. Incrementally, not enough for me to notice.
We can move on.
Well, you've been great looking for a very long time.
Thank you. It's
Yes.
great. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
for season 7, we are going to be doing
Legend Lowdown.
the Legend Lowdown.
That's right. You say it at the same time, or you say it separately?
Okay.
The Legend.
The Legend.
We can do Legend or
Just so y'all know, we workshopped about 20 different names for
yeah.
this.
Us and Grok were having a powwow before this. Ready?
The Legend
Lowdown.
Are we saying
I'm messing
okay.
with you. We can move on.
Marine animals mistake little bits of plastic that are floating around in the ocean as food, and they eat them. And as they're digesting them, they just kind of get built up in their flesh, and then we eat them.
Have we considered programs to make fish smarter so they don't do this? It seems
I think it might be on us to not dump plastic into the ocean.
you see, you're not thinking high enough. Does wild caught mean you have to be like in a adventurous mood while you're catching them?
You're like, woo. You like go to your local chicken farm, and you're like, I'm feeling wild today.
Feeling wild. I'm
You
gonna
just
get one
start
of these
eating different
chickens.
chickens. So silly. Columba made the sign of the cross and said, "Go no further. Do not touch the man. Go back at once. In the name of God."
That's what your mom did to me.
It didn't work. So
Well, except you're not a man.
thank you.
Yeah.
Or a sea creature. So she returns the bike and then walks out and is like, "Oh, it's kind of a long walk back. Can I ride your bike back?"
Oh no.
And I just went, "No." And I just left her and just biked off.
Olympic trivia.
Oh, fun.
I don't know why I'm doing the John Cena theme song. We're gonna go with it. What was that?
I was gonna start singing the Olympic anthem, but then Star Wars came out.
Which seems, vampires seem a little weak to me because if you're gonna be a cannibal, just go all the way.
Right.
What are we doing playing around here?
Yeah.
It's fourth quarter, baby. Take it home. Touchdown. Eat the whole body.
Wow. One thing that I'm interested in.
I love the kind of insult you could use if you were to tell somebody like, hey, you're the missing link between a fish and a monkey. That's so
We
funny.
found it.
We
It's
found
you.
it. Not even
Were
between
your
a monkey and a
ancestors
man.
Neanderthals? Yeah, you didn't even make it to like
Yeah,
Neanderthal.
you didn't make it to monkey, buddy.
You were the missing link.
Between fish and monkey.
So funny.
I think I might have more nutrients if you like ate my flesh. If you bit into my arm, do I
No.
have more nutrients than
No.
you? No?
No.
Okay. Good answer. So a little bit about the history.
And also Ozempic butt is another one
the
where
heck is
their butt's just kind of going flat and saggy. It was plump and full of fat before, and now it's just like all sucked out.
Ozempic butt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.